and welcome to Power of the Neutral Pelvis. So in this series, I'm going to go over neutral pelvis in all the positions that we do in Pilates. So there's 6 of them. Today we're starting on our back. Why neutral pelvis? Well, the pelvis is the center of our body. And when we can hold it in neutral, which is the most shock absorbing position we can be in, sort of our body falls into place and falls into natural alignment. But in order to obtain a neutral pelvis and to maintain a neutral pelvis, you need deep core strength. So that's what we're going to work on in this series as well. So when you have deep core strength and you can maintain that neutral pelvis, then your spine becomes aligned, becomes lengthened, and then you're going to find sort of your everyday motion and movement becomes much more fluid and efficient, a lot more energy, less pain and injury. All those wonderful things, okay? So my name's Gretchen. I'm founder of Balance to the Core, and I have live stream workouts every single week. So I want you to check out that schedule below. I put a link in the description, and we do all different kinds of Pilates inspired workouts. But before you do those workouts, it's really important to understand your alignment and understand what deep core strength really means. All right, so you ready to do this with me? It's most beneficial if you lie down with me so that we can talk through it together and you can feel those cues in your body. Okay, let's go. So the first thing you want is to find neutral spine, all right? So neutral spine, neutral pelvis is sort of the natural curves of your spine. You have a natural curve in your low back and underneath your neck. So there are 2 little spots where you can sort of feel your fingertips. And then sort of the sacrum, the ribs, the shoulders all have contact with the mat, okay? And then we want to try to find neutral pelvis. So take your palms onto your hip bones, your pointers onto your pubic bone, so they make sort of like a triangle. And that triangle, we want to try to get flat towards the ceiling, flat to the floor. So what I want you to do is imagine your belly button is 6 o'clock and your pubic bone is 12 o'clock, okay? So if you roll towards your 6 o'clock, you're going to feel your triangle sort of tilted upwards. And then if you bring the 12 o'clock down, the triangle tilted the other way. So just sort of go back and forth with that. Okay? And then I want you to just sort of find the center space where it's flat and even. Okay? And then I want you to get the sacrum down. So the tailbone has like a curve to it. So if you focus on the tailbone, you're going to feel your low back sort of arch too much. But if you concentrate sort of on the back of the pelvis, the sacrum, sort of getting anchored into the mat, you'll feel your low back just has this natural little arch to it. It's not overly arched, okay? And then work your way up to your ribs and get your ribs down, shoulder blades down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand on top of your head, right on the crown of your head, and your other hand in your low abs. Now, as you anchor your pelvis, okay, just really anchor it, I want you to then try to press energy right out through the crown of your head and see if you can actually push sort of your head into your hands. See if you can create more length while keeping the sacrum down, the ribs down, the shoulders down. Can you feel that? You actually can create more length in your spine when you actively do it. All right, so now I want you to try to keep that as we take our hands down to our sides. All right, now I want you to push your heels into the floor and then sort of feel like you're dragging your heels into your seat without moving them though, okay? So take an inhale here. Exhale, drag your heels into your seat and see if you can feel your abs when you do that. You'll feel your hamstrings, yes, but can you get into your abdominal muscles there? Push and pull into the mat and then release. One more time. Exhale, push and pull. And then just release it, okay? So take your hand onto your low belly again. Take your hand this time behind your back instead of on top of behind your head. You want to take an inhale here and really fill your upper back with air. And on your exhale, what you're going to do is you're going to push your chest down to lift your head. Your chin will keep reaching towards your belly button. And I want you to try to do that while maintaining a neutral pelvis. So don't let that 6 o'clock tuck in. Feel that neutral pelvis and then roll it back down. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale, anchor the chest. Feel the upper back get heavy, the chest get heavy, as it lifts your head and you maintain neutral. One more time. Inhale here. Fill your upper back with air, and then when that upper back deflates with air, it's almost like you're pushing that upper back, pushing the chest to create the lift. And then you're going to roll it back down. Good. Take your hands down by your sides again. All right, this time I want you to take an inhale. On your exhale, hover your right foot off the mat. And then keep pulling it up without moving anything else in your spine or pelvis. So it's almost like the knee gets floppy towards the chest. There's no weight in that leg. And then bring it back down. Other side. Let it lift, hover. So that's the hardest part, right? That's where we have to really maintain stability. And then it sort of has freedom once you've created that stability. All right, try it again. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Create the stability first. Pull it in. And bring it down. Good. And now bring both your legs together. Keep them where they are. Just pull them together. Take an inhale here. Now exhale, you're just going to sort of stabilize everything. So just sort of pull the belly into the spine without jamming the spine. We're not changing the shape. We're just pulling in ribs, shoulder blades. And on the last bit of that exhale, see if you can hover your feet, both of them, oh yes, off the mat. And then lower down. So what happened? Did you feel your low back lift or anything lose connection with the mat? Let's try that again. Anchor the sacrum, anchor the ribs and shoulder blades. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw the belly button into the spine. Create your stability first. And then try to hover up without changing any shape in that spine. And then lower it back down. One more time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale. Lift, lift, lift. Now try to stay right there. See if you can float your hands up. Anchor. See if you can reach the arms behind you. So notice when we change the lever of our limbs, it's more core power. Bring it back down. Bring the arms down. And then bring those feet down. Good. All right, so now I want you to try to pull those knees in towards your chest. So we're going to take an inhale. Exhale, anchor. Now as you anchor, can you pull the knees in without changing your spine? Really keep your spine there. Good. And then try to bring those legs just to a tabletop position here. Let's let them undo so they're about shoulder distant. Reach one leg away from you while maintaining that neutral, and then pull it back in. Other side, inhale it down. Now this is a lot more power because we have no chain down on the floor helping us. It's called an open chain. So really feeling those bones and the length in the spine. One more each side. Anchor that belly button. One more time. Good. Lower, lower. Squeeze your thighs together. Bring your arms up. Pull your palms together and let your palms be sort of right above the lowest part of your chest. Now this little isometric work here. Pull your shoulders down. Take an inhale. Exhale, you're going to anchor your belly. You're going to push into those palms, and you're going to feel your shoulders pull down. You're going to feel your legs squeeze in towards one another. You're going to feel your heels dig deep. And you're going to feel your heels try to pull to your seat. Now, you don't want to compress anything, so keep the length out of the crown of the head, out of the tailbone. Lots of cues, I know. Just take what you can. Inhale as you release all of that. Exhale, pull the shoulders down, pull the belly button in, squeeze the thighs, heels down, heels pull towards the seat as the seat pushes to the heels. Shoulders pull down as you reach out of the crown of your head. Squeeze into those palms to feel your back and belly and just feel everything working. And release. Good. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Feel all of that. And now what I want you to do is you're going to maintain all of that You're going to maintain your neutral pelvis as you pull the chin towards the belly button. Squeeze those thighs. Maintain neutral pelvis. Shoulders pull back. Good. Hold it right there. Squeeze. And now undo. Grab your thighs. Try to come up a little higher without tucking that pelvis. Let go of those hands. Stretch the hands up towards the sky. And lower it on down. And release. Good. So very small movement, but it can be really intense. Now, I went through all the series. If you had a hard time maintaining neutral, finding neutral, it's really important to initiate all of your exercises in proper alignment. So if you can't get into neutral before you do any of these movements, then you're never going to find your right alignment. So if you're starting here and feeling all jammed, and then you're working and you're trying to open, it's just going to create more tension in your body. So there's a few little adjustments you can make, and you can do them all with a hand towel. So let's say when you were lying down on your back and you have neck tension, right? For many of us, we have this forward head position because we're flexed forward so much. So what happens when we lie down on the back with that head forward position, we come back here when we lie down, right? So the chin is up and we've lost our alignment. So what you can do is just place a pad under your head, and you might need it bigger, and that's fine. And you'll feel sort of the tension release in your neck. So just play with it a little bit if that's something that you need. You can also take a pad into your low back so you can kind of fold it a little bit. For many of us, we have a flat back where there's not a lot of mobility there. So you may have found like, gosh, you don't even have mobility in that low back. You can create your own little sort of low back arch by putting this right into your low back. And then you'll notice, it just sort of releases and creates some spinal shape for you, so you actually have movement in your pelvis. And also it's good for some support if you find you have an overarched pelvis and you want something to palpate against. So play with something there in your low back. It's totally okay to do. And then you can also, if for especially for men and for people that have this flexed forward position, but for a lot of men, they're sort of like overly muscular in their upper body where it's hard for them to open, and that might be you. You're going to roll it up and then place it down lengthways, and I'm going to put my upper spine against it. You can play with the position of it that you want, but you'll notice when you lie down, it sort of just naturally opens your collarbone and your chest, and then it's a lot easier. And if you want something behind your head too, a little pad, you can do that as well. And again, this is not cheating. This is trying to create neutral. And then when you do the exercises like this, you're going to be like, whoa, I actually have some range of motion that I didn't have before. So that all comes from really getting that neutral alignment before you move. And so these props definitely help. Again, you can do it all with a towel. So play around with it and just experiment to see how your body feels best. But once you feel that neutral alignment and you really can strengthen those deep core muscles to be able to create that stable pelvis, you're going to notice that every movement in your life, every movement feels so much better. We're talking even sleeping. You're going to just feel that stress sort of alleviate and movement become much more fluid and efficient and a lot more energized. So definitely let me know in the comments if this helped you at all. And again, check out those live workouts, and it's really fun to be able to keep each other accountable and consistent. And we have a great community, all those things that help you just get results and feel good. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time in the power of the pelvis.